How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at my kayak build. Same kayak you see in all the YouTube videos. And I'm going to show you how I built it from the ground up from this base level kayak. It doesn't really have anything that you need on it aside from just being a way to float out in the water and turn it into a real competitive tournament ready kayak with all the amenities that you'd like a fish finder and a trolling motor and all that. So if that's something that interests you guys, stick around and let's get right into the video. Alright everybody, so this is what we're working with right now. I kind of wanted to just give you a start to finish build of everything you see on here. So I'm going to start at the front, talk about the motor, power system, rod storage, fish finder, everything. So let's go ahead and get right into the first thing that we're going to talk about, which is the trolling motor and how I mounted it up. So this is a Motor Guide XI3 trolling motor that I bought off of some website because they don't make these anymore. Unfortunately, they discontinued them, so I had to buy a big one, trim it down, and make it so it's able to fit my kayak. If you're looking to get the XI3 right now, you would have to trim down the shaft on this so that way it's not sticking out way out in front of you. So if you want to mount one on the Perception Outlaw 11.5 inch, there's not a real great way to do it without some modification yourself. And the thing I really like about this XI3 trolling motor is this quick release. You can just pull this pin out and completely remove the trolling motor without much of a hassle at all. Here's the mounting bracket. So you have the Motor Guide XI3 base plate there that would mount to the normal part of a boat or whatever, and I've went ahead and just added it onto a piece of PVC board that is mounted directly through the hull of the kayak via these two bolts with some reinforcing zip ties towards the front of it right here. But I think these are super sturdy, and I've been using it for the past year pretty hard, and I haven't had any issue with it. So, but from here, the power runs from these cables, and it plugs directly into the hole there. And I made this little insert for the plug to fit in and just have wires running through the hole of the kayak to the power, which is right here under the seat. This is a lithium 100 amp hour battery. I can't remember the exact brand, but I was originally using, you know, just your normal like lead acid battery. That was like a 50 amp hour 2 years ago or a year ago, however long it's been, and it worked, but this trolling motor just pulls so much power. You need a lithium battery in order to really be able to stay out on the lake for very long. The power runs from the plug through the kayak to a fuse, and then comes out here to where I can plug these cables directly into the positive and negative terminals on the battery. And if I really need to, I can access the plug. If I ever need to replace it, I can get straight to there. Get to that pretty easily. So moving on to the fish finder, this is a Lowrance Hook Reveal 7, so it's a 7-inch screen. It's not the most fancy fish finder, but it has all the things you need, like finding your depth, showing you a map, and you're able to plot points, and also, you know, you're able to see 2D sonar of the you know, the bottom of the lake or river, whatever you're fishing below you. So for right now, that works just fine, and it's powered by a smaller battery up here towards the front that is in a waterproof box. That battery is just a cheap little 12 volt. I can't remember what the size of it is, but it's just big enough to be able to run this little fish finder screen for, you know, several hours. I've never ever ran out of battery on this thing, but I just have the wires running straight from the fish finder itself into here, and that does a pretty good job at, you know, holding everything in there, not letting anything get in the way. Obviously, we got the kayak paddle in the event that the trolling motor breaks down on me, and it's also really nice to have just to be able to get off the shore whenever it's too shallow to be able to put the trolling motor down. I just have it mounted to one of these like little mounting plates and keeps it out of the way. I also have my red and green lights mounted up on the sides here. Down here I have an extra little space for storage. Usually I'll just put, you know, phone, headphones, whatever it is, and then I have my phone mount that wraps around here so that way it can't ever fall into whatever body of water I'm fishing. That actually just reminded me, I want to show you how I mount this catch board for tournaments. So it just is on one of those same little cords, little bungee paracord things that mounts to the seat. And that way I'm able just to pull it out, set it across my knees, and measure the fish, snap a picture. On the sides here, I have my little storage bags for tackle. In this bag, I have pretty much all my plastics, so I also keep a bunch of plastics in that box as well. On this side, this is where I keep my tackle boxes, and I have all my lures in one box, like crankbaits, spinnerbaits, and then I have another box for, you know, some of my other things like chatterbaits, jigs. Realistically, I would want a little bit more storage, so that's kind of why I've added the storage box in the back to hold a little bit more tackle, because I've quickly ran out of space. So transitioning towards the back, we have the custom made milk crate storage slash rod holder box, and this thing is just freaking awesome. It's relatively inexpensive. I think I had to buy 2 milk crate boxes, cut them in half, and then sort of just mount them together. And then I ran these little bungee cord things across the top to add for a little extra storage that you can throw in there. It works super well. There's tons of tutorials online. And then I added little rod holders on the side. So that way I can hold 3 rods here and then 3 rods on the other side. I can also store 2 extra rods on each side of the kayak here. So realistically, you can hold 10 rods. I also usually carry a fishing backpack right there just to hold random stuff. Like, I don't know, if it's cold out, I'll put a sweatshirt in there. I think my fishing license is in here, a headlamp, you know, a Leatherman, just random stuff that comes in handy sometimes whenever you're out on the lake. To hold this little box down, it's pretty nice. All these bungee cords just basically wrap through the rod holders, and it holds it down super tight. It's not going to blow away or fall off in the water, even if I were to tip the kayak. But inside the box itself, we just have a plethora of things. I think up top here we have some more plastics, a whole other bag of plastics actually, and then another tackle box with some bigger lures. Like, I think in here is just some like bigger glide baits, an A-rig, some fluorocarbon line, just other stuff that's nice to have that I don't really have space to hold anywhere else. At the bottom, got some sunglasses, some polarized sunglasses, a little rope to moor the kayak if I need to. There's this first aid kit, and my life preserver that I have to wear if you fish tournaments. So that's everything that's in here. Oh, also, what is this? This is an anchor. So there's an anchor in there as well. For the first year or so with this kayak, I didn't have this and just stored the rods in these little holders, and it was fine, but I was always just battling not having enough space. So this thing has really changed the game, and it's one of the most cost-effective things you can do on your kayak. So moving all the way down to the back, just 2 last things. This little plug, which I just use to mount a little tripod thing for my GoPro that mounts out and videotapes me this direction. And then back here is just a rudder to help the kayak float a little bit straighter. This I actually haven't had a chance to use out on the water yet. I just installed this a few days ago. Don't have much to say on this because, again, I haven't really had a chance to use it all that much, but that is what it is for. That's really all there is for the build, guys. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Obviously, there's still a ton of stuff on this thing, but, I mean, for everything you're getting on it, that's not too bad. Especially since a lot of these kayak builds are way more expensive than that. That is pretty much all I have for you today, guys. For the meantime, we're gonna be doing videos like this. Maybe I'll go over some of my rod and reel setups and kind of plans for next season, but I got a lot of big video ideas for next year. So stick around. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.